Hey, you're out with Ambler, and Ambler is with Vincent from Awake at Last.
Hey,
How
girl.
you doing?
I'm really good. The show was awesome. It was
yes,
really good.
it was. It was awesome. We're in Lynchburg, Virginia at the Glass House. Hey!
Hey, how's it going? I was just standing here.
You just standing here, a top fan of Awake at Last. So how's it been on the road lately? Tell us all about it.
The road has been awesome. We've met a lot of really awesome people on the road, and the record has been doing pretty good. So everyone's been kind of like showing up, even like from just who heard it on the radio and are meeting us for the first time, and it's been really cool to like exchange stories. And since some of the shows have been more intimate and like we've been able to like really hang out.
Yeah, like tonight.
Yeah, I'm
mean,
into
check
that.
Out
Yeah,
this place. This is amazing.
pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
The Glass House in Lynchburg, y'all. But the change. I mean, Billboard has been loving on this album, haven't they?
That was a big, yeah. We were really excited when we saw that things were working. You know, when you're in a band, you just work and grind, and then when you see something that pays off even just a little bit, it's just like it can be game changer for how you feel about everything. You know.
And top marks on Serious Octane and everything. It's just been. I mean, it's been a great summer.
They've been showing a lot of support. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been
and you're
amazing.
getting ready to head out on an Octane Accelerator tour with Ice Nine Kills and some others. How excited are you guys for that?
That one I'm extremely excited for. I think that it's going to be probably one of the biggest tours we've done as a band. So I'm really excited to see what it's like at that level, and we're doing a lot of upgrades to our live show and stuff. We're gonna try to like kind of elevate everything to the next level too, and I can't wait. It's a huge opportunity, and to open up for those guys, they're all amazing. It's like Ice Nine Kills, Light the Torch, Fit for a King, and then like a heavier band called Make Them Suffer. They're just like heavy,
right?
But it's gonna be a really good opportunity for us to like get out there, especially because it's nationwide. We get to go over to like the West Coast. And I'm excited to like show them what us Delaware dudes have been cooking up.
East Coast over here.
Always.
So yeah, speaking of Ice Nine Kills, how was it working with Spencer for the first single off the album, and how did you guys get together on this?
Spencer was really easy and really cool to work with. We bumped into each other at the NAMM conference in Anaheim, California, and we had like similar management. We have the same management team, so I kind of knew who he was, and we had played shows together before, and we had like a nice little rapport. But when I saw him in California, we got a chance to really talk. I was like, hey man, like we want to do a feature, you interested? And then we showed him the song, and he liked the song, and he was like, yeah, we could do this, So we worked it out. He recorded it with his person, and then we got it to our producer, and we just like fused it together, and it was like our little creation. And then that song particularly, The Change, was probably the first one that really like boosted when the band like really started to pick up steam, was with that song. And and I do like thank him for that, and like being a part of it too. It was really cool.
You've had a couple more singles off the album, a couple music videos you've done. How's all of this been for you?
It's been kind of surreal. Sometimes when you're in the like grind of it, because the road is beautiful, but it has highs and lows. The people that you meet are incredible, and I think that keeps me the most calm and everything that's kind of going on, because there is a lot of anxiety involved with like when things start to like get out of your hand a little bit. You're like, oh man, like we're playing bigger shows now, and longer drives, and it's been an incredible experience to like really meet the people and like know that songs are like really helping them through. So it's been crazy to watch grow, because we did go from like tour to tour to tour, and it just got progressively, we've been doing it for so long now. Like I'm like anxious to go home. Like everybody else at home has still just been doing their own thing, so it's like when you go back home, you have to like reacclimate to all your friends. Everyone's experienced stuff without you, but it's been amazing, and it's more than I ever even probably imagined it would be, but it fills me with like heart, like it fills my heart to know that the message is getting through. That's the best part of it.
Talking about the great people that you meet on the road, you met a wonderful sister of mine, Ken Zeus Waffles, out at Sunshine Studios, which is Scott from Saving Abel Studio out in Colorado. You did a show out there about a week ago.
We did. That was really cool.
She thought very highly of you guys and your performance and everything.
Yeah, we had a good time. I'd like to see them again. That would be fun.
Cool. And then tell us about your local experience to us, which I consider Greensboro, North Carolina, local to me because I'm there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
With Josh Landry and Kyla Odell, Failure Anthem, doing the album. What was that all about?
That was an interesting vibe, because the cool thing was we went into it with a whole bunch of we had demos that we had like made, you know, a lot of songs are written, and Kyle being like very just like straightforward and very southern would just like, if the songs weren't vibing, he'd be like, nope, we're changing that. It's like you need to rewrite this like this, you know. And I know, so it was a lot of push and pull, but the compromises that we made, I mean, it showed, and the proof was in the pudding when you know, I think
it's a great product.
4 of the songs came out and Octane picked them up, so you know, we did something right. So it was really fun. We're really good friends with those guys now. You know, I try to keep up with them the best I can.
Good.
He's busy too. He's still recording a lot of, but yeah,
very busy.
Greensboro. If you guys are really, if you're really looking for some good
East
recordings,
Coast again. Hell yeah.
Gotta slay it over there.
Now your fan base is called The Awakened.
Mm-hmm.
What have you heard? Give us a couple of stories from those that consider themselves awakened now that have really touched your band.
There's a few. I'm not gonna like throw names out, but I do have I have a friend who was like fresh out of a divorce and was just like at her lowest point. She was disconnected from her daughter and this and that, and she literally came up to me at one of the shows we played and told me that the song like changed, like made her like think about things differently. Like you know when you get out of like big deep things like divorces and stuff, I'm sure that it like leaves an imprint.
Right.
And she was like, you know, but she always felt like she was always given a lot more energy than she was receiving, and when she started to nurture herself and kind of craft and do things she enjoys doing, and like, you know, got out of like a crap job that she didn't like, and you know, just started trying to do the best she could with stuff she did like, that's always a big triumph. You know, I love those kinds of stories where they're like really pushing through. And then I have some who are just I've had some in really low places that like needed a boost, you know, needed to hear someone was out there that kind of understood them. And you know, those can be sad sometimes when you like hear a little bit of their story, because you know, they don't divulge too much, but I'm glad to know that the music gave them strength when they really needed it for those kinds of situations. And I always turned to music for therapy when I was a kid too, you know.
Oh yeah, and it's like a metamorphosis, which I believe is like from your music before this album and now into this album.
Yeah,
you have a metamorphosis going on with the lyrics, and if there was a character involved, say how this character has changed, how things have changed. So.
And I try to write the change in a way that you are the listener, you are the character. You know, I took all third person and all he's and she is out of it. So the minute you play the record, I'm talking to you. Because we're all that connected being, and we're all living and growing and evolving and going through the pressures of like, you know, mental health and broken hearts, and you know, the kind of things that music is good for. You know, it's the kind of things where music was brewed in that potion. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I mean, so it's been awesome, especially seeing like the people who are like really like focusing more on their like drawings or focusing more on their modeling, and all of a sudden they're like, yo, I'm actually doing this thing now, and I'm getting gigs, and I'm like in a better place. You know, they find less toxic relationships. You know, I love those kinds of, you know, uplifting vibes, and that's what the change is about. It's like not letting your circumstances or where you're at, you know, in the present, you can change. You can just start doing things differently. People dwell on the past a lot, and you know, it's about moving forward, you know, and I hope that people are able to like move forward as they listen to the record. And
I know you've definitely touched some folks. A friend of mine was telling me, actually, Kendra, she brought you guys some road snacks today.
She did. We got some Cheez-Its and some Scooby-Doo gummies, which I threw in jokingly, and there they were, and I was like, I actually really wanted those, so I'm glad. So she is a sweetheart. I love her.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Love her.
I'm telling you, if they're my friend, they're golden.
I believe it.
I mean, I don't fool with any of these fake.
I believe it.
And I like to say Vincent is definitely my friend now.
Absolutely, 100%. Even when we did the phone interview, I was like, oh, I like that one, you know.
I did too.
I had some that were like live on air, and it was like hard to hear sometimes. And I was like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? But you know, overall, it all turned into positivity. You know, I like to connect on that level, and I'm glad that we got connected.
Yes, absolutely. Here we are. All right, guys, you've been out with Ambler with Vincent from Awake at Last.
Thank you guys so much. Please check out the record.
Check them out. Oh, real quick, what's your socials for everyone?
Awake at Last Rock is the Instagram. If you Google it, the best thing to do would go to awakeatlastrock.com. It's our website. It has like everything. You can just it'll direct you there. It's the hub for it. So check us out.
Bye, guys.
Delaware.